What's up, guys? Today, I thought I'd share my thoughts, and this really seems to be a hot take. I've been looking around to see if anyone feels the same as me, and maybe I'm completely alone in this, or maybe this video will find you, and I can find some people that agree. But I found the Shogun TV series that was released on Hulu to be extremely disappointing. The first 3 episodes felt great. It was one of those rare moments where I found myself eagerly anticipating the arrival of a next episode. And I even had multiple friends texting me back and forth, highly recommending the show to me, saying I should check it out, and I did the same. But after the 3rd episode, it just totally lost its momentum. And this whole story felt like it went absolutely nowhere. Full spoilers, by the way, for Shogun. It's been out for months now. But I found the conclusion just to be a complete letdown. And, well, we know, if you aren't familiar, I'm going to explain. The way that the show manipulated, the way the show concluded, is that all of a sudden, Toranaga, the main lead, he must have had godlike capabilities to pull off his master plan, which allowed him to become Shogun. And for me, I will just explain what his plan was, for me to illustrate how there is absolutely no way that any of this could have worked. So, Toranaga, by the end of the series, has successfully somehow manipulated everyone within his circle to bring about the conclusion of him taking the throne without shedding too much blood. And the result of this is that he gets all the characters that were so likable killed. Okay? What he does is somehow he knew that by surrendering, that would tick off his easy to anger, his irritable son, who is one of the least interesting characters in the show. And within an episode, it felt that this show went from complex political intrigue to something out of Tom and Jerry. The way that Toranaga's son slipped on the pool deck and cracked his head open was the most Tom and Jerry death I've ever seen live action ever. I couldn't even believe this was in the same show, where in the first 2 episodes it felt so immersive and compelling with the different factions and the way they were coordinating with each other and taking out other people, all while the British sailor is experiencing being just in a foreign land. Holy cow. Those first 3 episodes felt so immersive and unique. And then within a few episodes, it felt like Tom and Jerry. And he knew somehow his son would get himself killed. So that gave him valuable time to further implement his master plan. And his master plan was to put Mariko in danger. And he also somehow knew that, what's his name? Yabushige, that's his name. Somehow he knew that Yabushige would be unfaithful to them again, as he I guess it wasn't a ludicrous idea that Yabushige would betray them again, but somehow he knew that Yabushige's betrayal would facilitate the death of Mariko. And because Mariko died, that meant that Mariko's best friend, the childhood friend, withdrew her support from the main antagonist Ishido. So Ishido was unable to win. Okay? And then Toranaga also destroyed Blackthorn's naval vessel so that he would be stuck there. And holy cow. So, wow. Toranaga successfully averted war, so to speak, and rose to the top, but he did so at the cost of betraying and getting so many of the characters that we'd learned to love and really work with. He got them all killed. It doesn't feel like a successful, grandiose moment of master planning. It just feels like a complete betrayal. Not only that, but with the death of Mariko, it just destroys all the buildup in the relationship between Blackthorn and her. The show took its entire first season to build up their relationship. At a time it seemed that they weren't going to get together. Sometimes it seemed like they were. And then you were finally, oh, good, they're about to be together. And then, no. Mariko becomes basically gunpowder. Used gunpowder. But then you still think to yourself, whoa, there's still Fuji, that other really nice girl that's gotten to know Blackthorn throughout this whole season. Maybe he'll end up with her. But no, that didn't happen either. What? Why? And my goodness, the first few episodes really seemed to hint that there was going to be some culminating siege or clash or great battle between the opposing factions. And maybe I've been playing a little too much Total War Shogun 2, but could we have at the very least gotten a single large-scale battle that was interesting? Instead, all we got was a few sword fights here and there. A number of them were also at night, so you couldn't even see what was going on. What a disappointment. Oh my goodness. Is this really the best that Hollywood can do, even when it pairs up with foreign talent? Hollywood must be so dead in the water that even with the intervention of foreign talent, of a group of writers and actors that are so much more committed to their craft than what we're dealing with here in Hollywood, it could only help so much. I was so disappointed in this show. Thank heavens I didn't have to pay for it myself. My roommate's Hulu account really came in handy. But, jeez. I don't know. I might read the book. Maybe the book is better. But I regret even starting this show. The first few episodes didn't feel like the rest of the show. It was awful.